Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I've got a follow-up to a previous project, and it's somewhat of an experiment of sorts. So we're going to just see how it goes and if my idea comes to fruition or if it's a fail. Let's find out. This was done with Peaceful Garden, which has a large zinnia, some pansies, a hummingbird, and some bees. It's a beautiful transfer that lends itself to quite a number of different ideas. And I had done this on an oval simple shape and decided that it needs a little bit more pizzazz. I wanted it to be somewhat striking, and I think I need to color the flower in. So I'm going to do some watercoloring, get comfy, and let's get started. And yes, you can paint or watercolor with our chalk paste. Just a little bit of my dream car chalk paste, and then I'm going to add a little bit of spritz of water, thin it down a little bit, and jump right in watercoloring. Now I'm going to have to be careful not to go outside the lines, of course. Try not to, at least. But in general, I don't have to do each petal. I could just do the whole area. When I'm done with this, when I have the color inside colored in, I've got a little bit too much water. My paste is beading, so let me mix a little bit more paste with that. You know it's right if it doesn't bead and it leaves some color. Now this looks much better. I might actually even have to do 2 layers or something, I don't know, on this to get what I'm looking for. We'll see. It's an experiment, what could I say? I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. Let's speed this up a bit. I'm just going to continue coloring in all the petals. Might be going back for a second coat once they dry a little bit. Not sure, it depends if I can get the deep color that I'm looking for. But we'll see how that goes. So I'm just applying the paste, the watered down paste, and watercoloring in the center of the flower, turning the surface towards me to make it easier for me as I work. But I do have to be careful not to get some paste on my hand. I don't want to lay my hand down on that flower and then lay it down on the surface and smear it. So I'm kind of trying to be watchful for that as I go along coloring in all the petals. Watercoloring is as relaxing and soothing to the soul as an adult coloring book. I really find it very peaceful and actually just very soothing, very relaxing. If you haven't tried it, try it, or at least try a coloring book. I think this is an excellent thing to do before bedtime to kind of relax and mellow out and get a good night's sleep. At least I found it really helps me quite a bit. Now I initially was thinking that I would, once I've colored this in, use the bark or the brown paste actually to refresh the outline, if you will, that I originally had done on the dream car. But I'm actually thinking, I've got a jar of Shimmer Frost here, which is a white, and it's shimmery and sparkly a little bit, and I'm thinking that might really be the way to go with it. Got a couple little hairs on my brush off there. They were just loosening up, so let me get them out of the way. And I'm going to continue with this. Can you see I just did a little dab of paste when I started? Our paste really goes a long way. It doesn't take much at all. I'm trying to get right near the edges now. I want to make sure that I stay within that outline. So I'm slowing down, being a little bit more careful here. And I might need to water down my paste a little bit. Seems like it's getting a little thick, so I might need to add a little bit more water to it. There are so many cool things going on in May. I don't even know where to truly start. It's just amazing. We have a new monthly chalk color. It's called Saucy, and saucy it is. It's a spicy color. It's kind of like barbecue sauce, or if you look at it in the right light, it almost looks like a dark tomato pasta sauce. Seriously, there's some pics that remind me so much of my mom's sauce. I could almost smell the garlic, right? It's really a cool color, and it lends itself to a lot of different applications. It's going to be great for patriotic projects and a lot of the summer things, blending with a little bit of orange and some yellows and what. It really it's perfect for summer. So it's really cool. And you can purchase it. It's limited edition, so when it's gone, it's gone, just like all of our color of the months. To purchase it, you need to purchase $75 of product, and once you have that in your shopping cart, you'll get a little message saying that you could add Saucy, and then you could add it. I just want to smooth that out. It looked a little glumpy to me. So that's one thing. Also, we've got a color craze going on. The company has never done anything like this. I mean, they've just never done it. And it's funny because someone was just asking me the other day if we had any specials with our pastes and inks, and I said no. It's very rare that the paste is ever on sale. Well, for May, you buy 3 get 1 free. Any combination of paste and ink. Put them in your cart. You put the 3 in your cart. When you put the 4th in your cart, things will adjust. And when you go to checkout, one of those pastes out of the 4 will be for free. And there's really no limit. So you could put 4 in your car and get 1 cart and get 1 free. 8 in your cart and get 2 free. This is only on the jars of paste, but it's really, really a cool deal. And if you're a Club Couture member, there is a way for you to get our chalk case, our paste case for free. Used for paste and inks. Originally, I used one side of it that I think holds 8, maybe 10 jars. I would put my paste on one side and put my ink on the other. It's great for traveling or taking it with you if you're doing a show or you're going somewhere, crafting, doing a little bit of projects with your buddies. Just pack up what you need in that and go. I actually have 2 of them now. They're nice. They're kind of like our other little kit. And they have a handle, nice sturdy zippers on both sides. It's pretty cool. Okay, what do you think? Too dark? Not dark enough? Does it need the outline? Suggestions? Advice? What do you think? Jump in, let me know what you're thinking about it. I think it needs some contrasting. I wonder what it would look like with white as the contrasting agent here. I've got my shimmer frost out here, and that might be an interesting idea. Don't know. Figured I'd just go ahead with what I'm doing and see what ideas come to mind. Oops. Panic mode. Of course, I don't have out here what I need. Probably. I need one of my little whisks to get in there and clean that right away. And of course, don't have one. Improvise, right? Anybody see how I went outside of the lines? Let's try this on a little, oops, the back of a brush. Oops, it's rolling right off on me. I just want to get it before the pigment stains my wood. Pretty good, got most of it. There we go. And most likely that came off because the wood's been previously waxed. One of the benefits of waxing, acts as a little bit of a barrier and gives you a little bit of time if you have a little oops like that occurs. I'll probably have to come back here and touch up little pieces of it. I guess I need a little bit more of my dream car. So let me just put a little bit more in here. I'm a messy crafter, aren't I? I'm sorry. It's just the way I roll. I don't intend to be. You barely want any water there. Oops. Get that mixed up. So tell me, what kind of projects would you like to see? I'm trying to get my schedule together, and if I have any suggestions or things that you haven't seen and would like to see, jump right in. Let me know what they are. I haven't done a lot of different techniques with chalking, and I've done a little bit of hot mess or what some might call the marble, but I haven't done a lot with that. And I know I haven't done anything with the patterns. You can layer your transfers to put a pattern on something, which is really kind of fun and cool, a little unusual. Make someone look at it, scratch their head and say, how do they do that? So those are a couple things that I'm planning on doing in the next few weeks. And of course, our new Summerbration transfers. I've got a box sitting here that was delivered yesterday that, because of just the general craziness, I have not been able to open yet. Can you believe it? And it's been bothering me all day. No, I know what I ordered, but still. Can't wait to get my hands on this stuff. Isn't that funny? Okay, I'm just going over here, especially where I had a little bit of water, where the water was kind of beating up, and just giving it another little layer. I want to kind of go with the way the transfer is with the highlighting so that it still shows, but I just wanted more richness of color. If that makes any sense. Anybody got a cool vacation plan for this summer? Drop me a line. Let me know where you're heading to. I'm a planner, kind of like a crazy planner when it comes to vacations. I make a list of everything I want to do or see along the way. And sometimes I even get crazy enough to use a whole bunch of Post-it notes. And then the Post-it notes are to be flexible enough that I could pick them up and adjust them if we don't hit the thing on the way. You know, I really love car trips. I truly do. But if we don't hit it on the way to our destination, then I just move it to the column to hit it on the way back. And you just kind of have to go with what happens and how people are feeling and, you know, your energy levels and whatever else. And if you don't hit it, then plan another trip and hit it on the next time. A good number of years ago, I went to Disney with my mom and my aunt. And along the way, we stopped at everything we drove. And we stopped in Kentucky for the first night. And I said, my only criteria is I'd like to go through I'd like to do a tour of one of the caves, like a Mammoth Cave. We were in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. And I don't want to stay at what I call the Bates Motel. There was a motel when I had been there years before that kind of creeped me out and reminded me of the Bates Motel. So my mom goes and checks in, and I said, are you sure this is? And she says, no, this isn't. It's nothing like you described it. I'm like, okay, great. I was tired, whatever. And we drove around to the back, and we're walking through the yard or on the sidewalk to the room, and I look around, and I'm like, dang, this is the same place I stayed at years before. They thought I was crazy when I was deadbolting the door and everything, and there was really no reason. It just creeped me out for some reason, and I was like, hey, better safe than sorry. The caves were a blast. My mom was much better than I was. I got a little claustrophobic, which kind of took me by surprise, but they were absolutely beautiful. Kentucky is so green, just so beautifully green. I wanted to stop at the Corvette factory in Bowling Green on my way down, but unfortunately, while we were close enough, they were closed for whatever they were doing. They were closed for 2 weeks. Like, I don't know if it's a mandatory vacation time or what, but it was like, oh, didn't check that out, so we missed that opportunity. And then we went on to Tennessee and Nashville and the Grand Ole Opry, and somewhere along the line we went to a Barbara Mandrell store, which my aunt absolutely loved. And it was interesting. Hit Georgia and stayed at Stone Mountain. This is pre-Olympics. I know it's changed quite a lot, but I had told them about the laser light show and everything, which was beautiful and peaceful and just great. And then we stayed on the premises where they truly, as the waitress promised, had the best lemonade I'd ever had in my life. We had all said, no, we don't want any lemonade, and she brought it anyway. And I said, oh, no, we didn't order that. And she said, oh, honey, if this isn't the best lemonade you've ever had in your life, I'll take it off your check. It was the best lemonade I'd ever had in my life. It was delicious. And then on our way down to Florida and Disney, it was great. It was an amazing, memorable trip. And I have to admit, my mom and my aunt did better on the roller coasters at Disney than I did. But we had a great time. So let me know what you've got planned for the summer, even if it's a staycation. I like road trips where you're not rushing the clock. You're not trying to make time and how fast you can get there. I like to enjoy things along the road. Okay, I'm not sure if I like this or not. We'll see. I need a little bit of evening out of a couple more areas, and then I'm going to go on to the stem and the leaves. Got another little piece from my brush here that fell off. Okay. And then, of course, I could remove any of this that I want because it's like watercolor, so just hit it with more of a wet brush and pull off the paste if I need to or if I want to. I just want to make sure mainly that I don't have any clumps or streaks or lines, because I did see some before that I kind of eliminated. Need a little bit more color there. I swear, watercoloring is like coloring an adult coloring book. It's very soothing, very peaceful, as long as you could just kind of take your time and relax about it. I'm seriously thinking of doing the shimmer frost. And if I don't like it, no problems. All I have to do is wash my transfer and use the bark, or use black, or use the dream car, whatever I want. Just add another layer of color down on top of it. It'll be fine. Okay, I think I'm done with the dream car. I didn't bring a little container out here for me to wash my brush. So we kind of clean it up here. Okay. Now I had originally mixed up our meadow and wild lime to do the stem. And I'm going to mix them up again, just a little of each. And if it's not quite the same, so much the better. I think I might brighten this up a little bit more wild lime than I used last time. And just a teeny, teeny pinch of meadow. Which my meadow was kind of dry. I remember that. And I thought I had spritzed some water in it. You know, sometimes if you run into your paste and it's dry and you don't need to fix it immediately, just spritz a little water in, cap it up. But remember to go back and stir it up the next day or later that day. I think I did that and I forgot to stir it on up. Okay. You can mix a little of this together. Get a slightly lighter color and might as well add the water, right? Okay. Mixing the paste with the water, I want to basically dissolve the paste in the water to thin it down so that I could use it for watercoloring. So I'm mixing it up quite a bit until it's nice and smooth. It's a little light though. I think I need to add a little bit more meadow to it, just a little dab, because the meadow is quite dark. Mix it up and see if it's the right color. We're getting close. Looks like it's about it. Let's see what this looks like. Why not, right? Might be too light, might be fine. I might do nice and light like this and then come back over and darken it up for the outline. It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Definitely reminds me of hostas, the green of hostas. Seriously thinking this might be a good evening routine. A little watercolor. It's very, very relaxing. If you have sleep issues, it might be something you want to try. I'm doing this trick lately. It worked the first night. It worked really good. Where you take a banana and you just sprinkle it with a whole bunch of cinnamon. And I'm a cinnamon freak anyway. I love cinnamon. And you eat it before bed. And the minerals and whatever in the banana relax your muscles. Oops, I went off surface again. I mean, out of the lines again. And the cinnamon stabilizes your blood sugar. So if you're a person who wakes up throughout the night, the theory is that it's probably due to your blood sugar fluctuations, which I thought was interesting. And that'll limit them or stabilize them or whatever. There we go. And I thought, so that was really nice. I slept really good the first night I tried it. And the second night, not so much. And then I ran right into insomnia. And that's where I've been until last night. I didn't go to bed till 5 o'clock this morning. But hey, when I did, I slept solid at least for a little bit. My mom always used to tell me, it's too much on your mind. And she's right. I'm one of those people that I overthink. And probably not the best thing to do. And sometimes I just don't know how to turn my brain off and go to sleep. So, like I said, this is very relaxing. I might just make watercoloring before bed a habit. I put a tiny, tiny brush out here for any issues, little tiny places that I might need to get a little color into. I don't know if I'm going to need it or not. So far, so good. I want to hang this with some velvet cording or velvet ribbon, and I wanted something a little bit more delicate. I'm going to punch 2 holes up on the top with our power punch and then string it with the velvet. So I ordered some in 2 different colors of pink because I wasn't quite sure, but I didn't have anything that was narrow enough. Don't need anything real sturdy. This board is pretty lightweight all in all. The oval's kind of light. So that should be coming in the next week or so. I think I've pretty much gotten everything I need. The brown, should I go in there with some yellow or just leave it? I'm gonna leave it. I was thinking of getting the bumblebee out and doing it, but I think I'm gonna leave it. Okay, time for decisions, right? This I'm gonna set on the side because I'm gonna darken it up and do the outline of the stem and the leaves with the darker. And the petals, I'm going to use the Shimmer Frost. I really think that will look nice. And like I said, if I don't like it, I'll just do it over. Okay, so I've got my transfer. I'm going to set this aside to dry a little bit. The stem and the leaves need to dry. And get my fuzzing towel out here and give this a fuzz. This is one of the transfers from our new vendor. It's quite translucent, which should make laying it down and lining this up a little bit easier. And I'm just putting a little bit of lint on the back of it so that I realize I'm doing this backwards. It's not going to be the smartest thing. So I want to line it up, but actually in reality, I don't want to cut my transfer. I want to use it whole. And I don't know if I really want to lay it down on my paste just yet. It's still a little wet. We'll see. As long as I could lift it up if it's wet. Oh, I don't know. Decisions. The top is dry. I should have thought of that. I suppose I could just hold it and kind of fold it and line it up. I'm not quite sure if this is where the petals are or not, so this will be interesting. Well, it looks pretty good, actually. I think that'll be fine. Now, I just don't want to lay this over the stem and the leaves until they dry. So let's see if I could just prop it up there. Okay. Grab some of my Shimmer Frost on my squeegee. Which I'm going to need to be very careful around the center here. Might need to come back over there with the detail tool. Oops. Let me get the majority of it done, and then I'll go for the middle with the detail tool. I really rather pull the squeegee towards me, so I'm working a little backwards here right now just to be quick. I just realized this is going to be too white. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. We'll see. Like I said, if it doesn't fly, I'll just do it over. Just clean the squeegee. Clean the transfer and lay it down and do another color. I was going to do the bark initially. That's how I started tonight. That's what I was thinking about, actually. Just want to make sure I've got it all covered here. Get the edges of these petals here. And come back with my detail tool now. Put my excess back in the jar. Grab a little bit for the finer areas. Detail tool has a tiny, tiny little mini squeegee on the end of it and a little poker on the other side. Sometimes I use the poker to lift up my transfer if I don't have the ability to lift it with my fingernails or anything. So I'm going to get in here and get all this covered. Pull up my excess. And I'm hoping that my leaves are dry by the time I'm ready to lift this. Okay. Okay. I'm going to lay it down on the rest of it and do a little paste and peel here with the top portion. Actually, I like it. I really like it. It did a little bit of lifting of the watercolor, but I like that shimmer frost is the outline. Okay, onwards and upwards. Let's do the stem. Get my meadow back over here and add a little bit to darken it up. And finish this off. Oh, I do like the sparkle of the shimmer frost. It really, really... Maybe that's too much paste, but whatever. Okay. I guess I was a little bit too frugal with the meadow. I'm going to need a little bit more. And I had sprayed water in there, remember? So, oops. Let's grab a little bit more. This is really softened up. And then I'm going to probably need a little bit more of the wild lime. Push this in a little stack for pastes that need a little TLC for me. I want it a little bit darker, oops, than that. This might be pretty close to what I want. Grab a little bit more. There's not much paste here, but I think I could roll with it. Clean my squeegee really quick. And yes, I have chalk paste all over my fingers. It's a good thing it's water soluble. I'm trying to be a little frugal with my paste. I'm trying to work quickly before it dries on me here. I need a little bit more paste. Nothing like scraping the bottom here, right? And literally, I'm trying to get the bottom. Okay. I think that's it. Oops, maybe a little bit right there on the edge. Let's check it out. What do you think? I think that really, really perked it up. Gave it a bit more definition. And looks much more like a zinnia. Check out that sparkle. And as the shimmer frost dries, it'll get more and more sparkly. I know someone had suggested a little butterfly, and I might go through my stash and find a butterfly that's correct kind of proportion to it and go with it. I might be adding something to this, but I'm definitely going to poke holes at the top with my power punch and string it with a velvet ribbon. And this is nice and thin. It's one of our simple shapes, our oval simple shapes. I know they're out of stock. I don't know if they're going to be restocked. If you need an oval simple shape, just message me because I do have some available. Here's our cool color case that's free to club members when they purchase a $75 order this month. Don't miss out on it. It's a $28 value, holds 18 3-ounce jars of paste or inks, zippered, nice strong sturdy zipper on each side and a handle on top. Makes it very convenient for transporting your paste and inks. And then during the month of May, we've got Color Craze. Buy 3, get 1 free, any combo of ink or paste. Great time to stock up or get those things that you had your eye on. And don't forget our color of the month, Saucy. Please subscribe in order to be privy to additional videos, tips, tricks, and specials. Thank you so much for watching. I surely do appreciate it. See you soon.